Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ariel here today, and today we have my husband's dream house, which I'm sure you could tell by the title of this, and you'll also tell that it's actually part one. I ended up deciding that what, I needed something large. I needed something to do that was very creative. So I decided to ask my husband what he wants in his dream house, and unfortunately, he kind of gave me like some generic basic stuff. So I kind of ended up just kind of taking it and running with it. His requirements were, when I asked him, a bomb shelter, which you will find out where that gets placed, and a fridge that is always full. I asked him what kind of floors he wanted. He said he wanted hardwood floors in a medium oak. And I ended up having to drag it out of him to get what kind of paint that he wanted, which was a nightmare. You can see here I ended up having to make a correction. When I was drawing it, I had it positioned one way when I was building it up here, and then I look at my paper and I'm like, wait a second, something doesn't quite add up here. And so this house will feature uh, two bedrooms, two full baths, two half baths, and then there will also be a kind of living room. There will be a more game room. So this kind of gives a little bit of variety to it. And then he also told me he wanted black and white checkerboard tile. So black and white checkerboard tile it is. So because this is kind of like supposed to be kind of like a dream house type thing, I kind of wanted to make sure that it was um, I kind of wanted to make sure it's a bit more elegant, a bit more nice. So I did end up doing the double wide stairs, which in the drawing it actually ended up coming out looking really beautiful. So, and then I decided to do big bay windows. I don't know if he wanted lots of windows, but he normally he likes things to be kind of bright. Um, and he also likes lots of life. He's the one in the house that keeps all the plants alive. So you'll end up seeing probably in part two that I'll actually end up putting in a lot of plants, just so this way he can. This way his house kind of looks like it's actually kind of green, and it looks nice. So yeah, trying to get trying to get information about what he wanted was like pulling teeth, but that's okay. We're here now, and I made sure that he approved the design before I ended up deciding to put it in The Sims. Oh, and then I also ended up finding out that the stupid door that goes right here, it was just being a giant nightmare. Because as it turns out, the specific door that I had chosen that I knew would go well with the house, it ended up. I guess it's too wide, so it doesn't it sees a staircase as being farther over and the doorway is farther over, and so it's stupid. So I ended up going through fighting the stairs, doing everything, and then just it ended up finding out I was gonna have to pick a different door anyway, cause it sucked. So and then I was trying to pick a nice roof style that looked like it would fit, and I wanted to go with something that was a little shorter, but I didn't like the hipped roof, so I ended up. I also thought about just putting in some of the weirder ones, but I'm not quite sure how much he'd appreciate that. So, and you'll actually end up seeing that part one, because this actually took me 45 minutes just to do part one in the Sims 3. And see, this is where I ended up finding out that, oh yeah, as it turns out, it wasn't the wall or the stairs that was the problem. It was the door. The door was being a piece of garbage. But like I was saying, you'll see in part two that I finally end up putting paint on the walls. There'll be paint on the outside. Um, I ended up taking a break to kind of get up, stretch my legs and everything, and I had pretty much gone out there, looked at them, and said, "All right, what paint do you want on your walls?" So yeah, in In part two, you'll see that. So you'll see us moving on into buy mode and all that kind of stuff, and not having paint on the walls. But just trust me, we will have paint. I promise. Because I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna move on and wait for him to answer me. I was even texting him while I was recording, going, hello. So, and I'm sure you're watching this, rolling your eyes. Hi, honey. I do hope you end up liking it because I ended up putting a lot of work into it. So, hour and a half to do this house. So, I also kind of wanted to pick some more themes that were more like him. So, the door style that I ended up picking for the front door is a little bit more rustic, and he's kind of into that. So, I ended up going through several doors, and then I ended up actually going back to the original door. That one. That's the one that I ended up going to because I was like, you know what? That's totally him. So, and of course, because I could, I went for the largest TV that was available. Which I know that in his dream house, he would totally have the largest TV available. I also wanted to pick some couches in the in the front were a little bit nicer. That because he also likes to entertain a lot, so he likes to throw parties. He likes to have people over. So I wanted to make sure that there was plenty of seating, plenty of room for everybody. And it actually ended up getting to the point I kind of ended up changing the design. I actually ended up doing a little bit, so this way there was more seating. Because originally I had this planned out for just a sofa and a love seat, and then I ended up deciding to change it to two actual sofas. And then of course I have his game room in there. It's got a nice comfy couch in there, and of course it's also got the coffee table, so this way he can also have his game systems on top of it. And of course, because this is a dream house, wanted to go for the nicest appliances, go for the nicest counters, or at least some of the nicest counters. Because I didn't want too much wood to be in the house, because otherwise it would just end up starting to look kind of weird. And then I ended up finding out I accidentally screwed up the counter, so I had to go back in and replace those. I did remember the fire smoke detector, so I don't even have my post-it notes up yet, and I did remember it. And so, and actually in this part, you'll see me do the entire downstairs and do all the upstairs. And then in part two, you will end up seeing the you'll end up seeing the paint go on the walls. You'll see the paint go on the outside of the house. You'll also see me do the basement and all the accents throughout the house, all the little nichey things. I do end up putting a little bit of that in here to start with, but I don't end up putting in a lot. So, and I also wanted to get some nice cabinets in there. I did originally want to put some in the corner by the fridge, but because it's Sims, it would have screwed up the actual cabinet and turned it into a corner cabinet. So I kind of ended up just skipping that one. And of course, because it's the dream house, we always have the nicest game systems. And I was actually looking through all these, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's anything that's like close to Pac-Man or whatever. There wasn't. Here I am just kind of choosing a couple of rugs because since it is all hardwood, it's always nice to have lots of rugs because sometimes your feet do get cold walking on the hardwoods all the time. I mean, I know it's not the same thing, but we actually have a tile here at the house that is actually a beautiful redwood tile. It looks like wood, and people constantly give me compliments about how nice it looks because you can't even tell the fact that it's actually tile. I think that also goes hand in hand with because of the grout we ended up choosing, it kind of makes it look flush. Anyway, now I'm just kind of rambling on. And then I ended up finding out that the bathroom door was stupid and was trying to block my table and chair set. And then I ended up finding out I had that too low anyway. Alright, and so in this house, this is because, of course, I'm designing it. So Sorry ahead of time. I wanted to give myself some kind of space in here. I ended up pretty much making this house just for him. So, this would be like my area in his dream house. That's pretty much the way I had it designed. Was this, I would have my own little office. It would have my computer there. It would have a drafting table there. So this way I could have space to do drawings for houses, design stuff. I also put in a little nightstand or a little end table so I could have a stereo in there. Because that's actually kind of what I have in my office currently, actually. Well, not right now, because right now we're in the middle of switching rooms. Uh, but before it did have stereo, it has a bookcase, and because I do kind of always have boxes around, I don't know why, because apparently I can't unpack. I did choose the bookcase that had the file cabinet boxes in it, and I also made sure that we got all the counters to match, all the sinks to match in the house. So this is going to be kind of like the guest bedroom. Just in case a guest wants to stay over, there's a place for them to go. And of course, I will have it as soon as I upload this part. I will have this uploaded to the exchange. So in case you're interested, you can go download it and you can put your Sims in there and you can play. So I was just kind of I was what I was looking for was I thought that there was a single tile rack that had clothes on it. That's what I was actually looking for. But I couldn't ever seem to find I can't ever seem to find anything in the actual accent segment. And I'm pretty sure I've said this in another one of my videos that I really just wish that The Sims 3 would have came up with a better way to design the accent section. Like, cuz the bathroom's got its own accent section, but does any other one? No. And I actually contemplated, and I'm not even kidding. We just watched a horror movie, and I actually contemplated, or I guess it wasn't a horror movie. It was a TV show where they went to the haunt. It was a haunted house just outside of, oh, where was it? I think it was in Massachusetts. Anyway, but it's this hotel, and I'm anyway, and in there they end up it's a little haunted house, and it's been rented out for like 2 years straight just because people want to go and look. And so but I did also put in this house. I did end up putting in some display cases because he's always got lots of trophies and all sorts of stuff. He's always got all sorts of stuff hanging around. So I kind of just ended up making that all kind of work. And because of what he told me his dream job was, which was to be a an arson investigator, which I unfortunately looked through all the branches of everything, and unfortunately there's nothing really. There's some stuff that's close, but it's not the same. Anyway, but because that would be more like a part of the firefighting career, made sure he had some gym equipment here at home, so this way he could actually build up his athletic skill and be able to do all that. Anyway, so back to this back to this mannequin. We were watching it, and I was like, you know what? I actually sat there for a few seconds, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just put the mannequin in there. Just put it in there. Just let that freak him out. He just looks as he's watching me put this all in there, and just put this mannequin right at the stairs. Because in the show, they end up walking past this mannequin, and it's facing one way, and then they hear a noise, turn around, and this is all like one single stream of video. Turn around, and the mannequin's completely turned around, and it's watching them. And this is also where an axe like falls off a table, and oh, it was weird. It was weird. I would not. Nope, I couldn't do it. Nope, 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 nope. But we're big into movies and shows like that, so. But I thought that that might be a bit too much because we had like just watched that right as I was designing his dream house. So, but I was like, you know what? No, we'll be good. We'll be good this time. So, and like I said, I did end up putting quite a bit of plants in there just because, like I said, he's very good with plants. I'm terrible with plants. I don't understand why he gets me any form of plant because I pretty much touch it and it dies. So we've done so well with the tree we just got in our backyard, but that's gonna have to do for now. All right, and so this is pretty much me just taking one last look over the second story, first story, make sure it's all kind of what I was after, make sure it's what I was looking for. Oh, and I do make sure to put lights in the next segment. So you don't have to worry about that. There will be lights. Oh man, I forgot to put a fire pit. Oh my god. Anyway, that's gonna wrap up this episode, or this section of it. Uh, so go ahead and stay tuned. I will be posting the second part shortly. You guys have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And like I said, make sure to stay tuned. All right. Bye.